Humble Narcissist Podcast episode. We're 25 or 26, one of those.
One of those?
We're moving on up.
We are.
What have you been doing for the past 2 weeks? Because we took a week off.
We did take a week off. Absolutely nothing. I think I worked. I don't know. Did I do anything? I didn't really do anything, I don't think.
I've been dealing with inspectors.
Inspector Gadget.
Yes, Inspector Gadget has come to check out my house because the toilet flooded. So Monday we're having another inspector come out to work on the restoration stuff. So we're dealing with that. Other than...
How did they quote how much is going to be, or is it going to be a lot?
Not yet, but it's going through insurance. So
Gotcha.
We only have like the deductible to pay, which is fabulous.
Oh, fun.
Other than that, I haven't really been up to too much, just going to lunch and stuff with my mom and all them.
Nice.
I decided that today for our topic we're going to talk pride.
Yeah, we kind of have to. It's our month.
We do pride because people died at Stonewall.
Did you think that was funny when I texted that to you?
Yes. No one died at Stonewall.
I think they're aware.
Hey, I don't know. Some people aren't. Derek Barry. He didn't know until Willem told him that nobody died.
Right.
So,
but he's also a little stupid.
So let's get gay.
Well, real quick, you know how every year at Pride, there's always like 5 random celebrities who just come out of the closet for no reason. Just say, oh, I am this, or oh, I am that. We haven't had any yet.
Well, that usually happens on like National Coming Out Day, which is later in the month, if I recall.
Oh, I don't remember. That's
usually when they decide to do it.
It's just like 5 random celebrities. So who do you think it will be?
I don't know, but I've noticed it a lot of times when it's like these random people that come out. I'm like, I don't even know who you were. Or like, I forgot that you even existed. So it's like, good for you, girl. So part of me, because I'm cynical, is like, are they doing it just to try to be relevant again?
Right.
Or are they like doing it in sincerity?
Off topic, but it makes me think about why the fuck do they have Zac Efron's brother on the new season of The Traitors?
Well, we can get into that real quick. I don't know why he's there either.
It's so random.
The Traitors season 3's cast was just announced, and they also, like, a lot of them I don't really care for, like the Survivor people and all that, because I never watched that. So maybe I'll become a fan after this. But like, even the housewives that they picked, I'm not a
None of them were good. Yeah. Honestly, the only ones that are good are Bob, Brittany from Big Brother, Danielle from Big Brother. I think that's about it.
Well,
am I missing anyone?
I don't know. I'm rooting for Bob the drag queen because I want him to win now, especially after what they did to Peppermint.
Right.
But then you also have Sarah Hyland's husband is on there for some reason.
Who's her husband?
I forget his name.
And Britney Spears' ex-husband.
Oh yeah, and Britney Spears' ex-husband.
So random.
Celebrity exes are on there when they could have got other people.
Right.
Exes and currents and brothers.
God, I really hope they bring Kate back. I need someone to root for.
So what? You just want to hold, like, every year they just bring Kate back?
Yeah, wouldn't that just be great?
No, that would be awful. I would get so sick of seeing her.
I know.
Though I am looking forward to this season, mostly because of Bob, because I really want him to just go in and like light that castle up.
Yeah.
Because
I saw Monet post something today, actually. It was Bob's talent will be gaslighting people.
Monet can't talk. She sits there and lies to people to their face and gets them to believe it.
Monet and Trinity wanted to go on The Traitors.
Well, Trinity said that if she went on The Traitors, then she doesn't want to be a traitor.
I know.
She wants to be a faithful because she can't lie.
Exactly. And then she said she would turn to a traitor at the end so they could all win.
But like, question with Monet and Bob. Do you think that Monet knew that Bob was on The Traitors before it was announced?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. So I think that's probably why they were talking about it on
Could be.
Their newest one, was just because like she thought, you know what, I know Bob's there, so I want to. So I guess we can pay attention to see how quickly Bob like gets back on sibling rivalry and all that, because that'll let us know if he wins or not. So just keep watching that, and then
maybe it's going to film like Drag Race, and the whole season's done in like 2 weeks.
True, because I mean, since it is the Pride episode, we'll just do some gay topics, because like you also have the Queens Kimchi and Eureka, their fight is going on, which is honest to God hilarious. Because
whose side are you on?
Oh, Kimchi's 100%.
Absolutely.
Did you see Kimchi's response where she was talking about how Eureka has like poor hygiene and all this and didn't wash her clothes or anything? So after you hear that, it's like I like whole new level as of to why Kimchi was like no. And I thought maybe she was lying, but then that clip of Bob and Monet sitting there surfaced, where Bob was like, one time on tour, these two girls got into it and all the girls didn't know who to pick, the one that plays loud music and gets on everyone's nerves, or the girl that smelled really bad. And Monet goes, "What's her name?" And Bob was like, "I can't tell you her name, but it rhymes with Monica." And so that made me laugh, because I was like, well, we now know that Kimchi's not a liar, because it's been like collaborated years ago.
Yeah.
Something like that happened. Back to more gay things going on. There was a fun Am I the Asshole story, where it was this guy talking about how he's been with his now wife for about a year. They dated for like 10 months, and then they decided that they were going to get married. And 2 months into the marriage, the wife doesn't want him to orgasm when she's around.
Is it the Replacements?
No. But she tells him that he needs to go finish himself off in the bathroom, and it's not her responsibility, and she doesn't like semen. So I was reading the whole thing, and then it made me laugh because it came up on another podcast. I've had it, and they were talking about it, and it didn't even cross my mind. I thought the woman was just like a monster until they were like, she's gay. Like, who's gonna tell the husband, your wife is gay, bud? Like, that's why she doesn't like semen. That's why she doesn't like you, like, touching her. They're like, that's the whole thing. She's just gay. Like, nothing you can do. So then I was like, oh my God, that makes total sense. Because it didn't make sense to me at first. I was like, why would she marry him if she didn't like any of that? Like, no sexual relation or anything whatsoever.
Right.
I don't know. But what kind of Pride things do you want to talk about? Gay subjects? We're getting gay, Dylan. What's a gay thing that you like?
Pokemon.
You look at your shirt to decide that you like Pokemon.
Well, yeah, because it's Pride and it's the Eevees.
You know what? No. It is Pride Month, so let's talk about...
Are you going to Pride Saturday?
So... I'm all for pride parades, things like that. It's not really my scene. I've gone a few times. The very first time that I went, Indiana got Maya, so I got to watch her perform, and it was really good. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I have
to work. I
don't like walking around with like a bunch of sweaty, shirtless people.
Do you like gay people?
I like gay people, but that's not my scene. I'm all for it. I support Pride. I feel like, yeah, we deserve it. We need it, because people have been forced in the closet for so long. People are getting killed. So once a year, we can have our big celebration.
Who knows? Maybe you'll see Mike Pence out there.
Maybe. He's probably a pass-around party bottom.
He only gets to go if Mother lets him.
Lets him off the leash. But so the next time I went to Pride was actually with our group of friends when we were younger, and that was when we saw Luciana, which she is one of my favorite artists to this day. So, and then we got our picture taken with her too, which was amazing. It was fun, but I don't know. I'm an inside bitch, and this is in June, so I don't want to be outside just walking around in the heat. So that drives me nuts, especially because I'm the type, I don't wear shorts. So like,
I don't wear shorts either.
As you're wearing shorts. So I show up in jeans and a t-shirt, and like, it's just scorching hot. Mm-hmm. But a fun Pride story, the year that we got Lizzo, we sat there and my niece asked Corey and I if we would go with her, because she was like, I think she was like 16 or something, and her friend's parents told her that she couldn't go unless like an adult went with them. So Corey and I were like, yeah, we'll go. So in my head, I'm thinking she just wants to go see Lizzo. So I'm like, that's perfect. We'll just go at like 7 o'clock. It'll be kind of A-okay outside. I won't have to worry about the heat or anything. She showed up at my house at 10 in the morning and said, "Are you ready to go?" And I was like, what the fuck? So we had to go spend the whole day outside, which was terrible for Ginger. Mm-hmm. So I ended up leaving for a little bit and like letting them just do their thing, because I went and got food and came back because I was like, I need to go inside where there is some air conditioning. Mm-hmm. And then our friend Sue, friend of the podcast, she came and met us with her daughter, and that was where we took pictures with our Pride fans and stuff.
Cool.
Did you go with us that year?
Nope, you didn't tell me about it.
Well, I mean, I didn't think I was going that early anyway. But, I mean, you don't have to be invited to Pride. You just kind of go.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to go by myself.
Speaking of going by yourself, I ran into my brother there by himself. So, see, you wouldn't have been that bad.
Yeah, it would have. I've only been 1 year.
Why have you only gone 1 year?
Because
I hate gay people?
No, I haven't had anyone to go with, because you don't go.
I don't go. You could go to the bars and stuff like that. They always have like
I don't like going
events.
by myself.
Greg's is getting like drag queens and stuff like that now. So I'd like to go there sometime to see just the queens. Mm-hmm. So, well, since we both are homosexuals, what was your coming out story like? Let's get serious for a second.
Okay. I mean, I was really more in the closet for most, like, until I was about 19 or so. And then I finally just did it.
Any judgment, anything like that whatsoever?
I mean, no, not really. Not with, because pretty much my friends were all homos.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, never. I remember telling my mom on the way home after Christmas.
Did you cry?
No. It was just awkward. Because we're both awkward.
You both are really awkward.
So I just said it, and then that was that. And I mean, I don't really talk about, like, I'm not like, I don't hide it anymore. I don't really say it.
Well, did you, like, when you told her, was she just like, okay?
Pretty much.
She was like, well, I mean, you did date one girl. But, oh God, my coming out was, in my eyes, kind of comical. Mostly due to the fact of, like, I told all my friends first, of course. Yeah, basically. Told my friends first, and they were just like, okay, whatever. But then when I finally told my mom first, she's just like, no shit, Sherlock. And that was that.
Shouldn't your first clue have been when you were walking around the elementary school play yard pretending to be Stofra?
Oh my God, I forgot all about that because I loved Oprah Winfrey and I've always wanted a TV show. So I created a character in my head called Stofra, Stephen and Oprah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? That was a fun character. I remember that. See, I've always been fun. I've always been quirky and fun.
You've always been gay.
Shut up, Dylan. Of course, because Lady Gaga taught me you're born this way. You don't just decide one day. Mm-hmm. Though, I mean...
I guess some people can't. You can do whatever you want. I guess it doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, I don't really care what people do in the bedroom, so long as, like, they're not shoving it in my face.
Right?
Like, you do you, girl. So that was my coming out. It was simple. It was just no shit.
It wasn't flashy.
I mean, to be fair... We came out in, like, the age of, like, the family computer. So, like, I'm sure that kind of gave us away long before we ever said anything. Because I don't know about you, but I did not always remember to clear that browsing history.
Oh, absolutely. Same. And I would blame it on my brother.
And you'd have to go out there, like, in the middle of the night when everybody was asleep and just, like, pray to God.
Yes.
Living on a prayer. It was tough for me because, I mean, Dad worked over, like, late and got home at, like, 3 in the morning.
Yep.
Had to get that shit done before. But I remember that. Fun times, fun times. Now everybody has their own little personal computer in their hand, so they don't have to worry about the family computer.
Only the FBI sees it.
I'm okay with the FBI seeing it.
That's how I'm an exhibitionist. I know they remote into my phone.
I mean, if they remote into my phone, they'd probably just be like, he's kind of boring. Like, I'm not into the like kinky shit.
Well, you know, they probably remoted into your phone when they thought you were a
terrorist. Yeah, changed my name and then got put on a no-fly list. That was fun. Good times. Had to send a freaking image that or my license proving that I am who I am, in order to get that taken care of. You should have
like had a picture of you with like one of your nieces or nephews with a big machete and you holding them up like a ransom note.
You know what though? Speaking of machete, because let's talk about so one year for Christmas we sat there and we would get our friends gifts. Of course,
you did get her a machete, didn't you?
We have this friend. Her name is Edwards, and I said, "What do you want for Christmas?" And she told me she wanted a machete. And she didn't give me anything else. And I remember when I went to Walmart and bought this machete, I also bought a video game. And the cashier sat there and he looked at me and he was like, oh, are you a hunter? And I go, nope. So the cashier sits there and I'm like, oh, a friend of mine wants a machete for Christmas. And he was like, and you're getting it for him? And I go, well, it's a girl. And he just goes dead silent. And he's like, I need to see your ID, please.
You should have had like duct tape and trash bags.
No, I was just like, come on, man. I can't get a girl a machete. Come on. It was all okay until I said that it was for a girl.
Right.
It just cracked me up because he's like, you're a hunter? No.
Do you look like a hunter?
No, I'm a city girl. I don't do that kind of stuff. But oh God, so we had good times. Good times. Yeah. Pride it's this weekend.
Yeah, Saturday.
No, I probably won't be making an appearance.
I have to work till 4,
and we're not popular enough to host an event for Pride, even though like we're local gay celebrities.
Oh, we are?
No, we're not. Dreams can come true, Dylan.
Yeah,
you just have to work hard at it.
Believe,
Dylan. If Peter Pan taught you anything, you need to believe in kidnapped children.
I mean, I don't want to, but you can.
No, I'm good.
Go off, girl.
I don't want to be near any child. They're the fucking worst.
They really are. And I usually tell like my friends who have kids when they complain about them, what to do with them. I tell them put them out on a leash and just leave them out there.
I tell them to leave them at the firehouse. I'm like, that's your...
I did tell
return policy.
I told Kelsey to have them play the game where they put the fork over their head and they run outside when it's storming and see who puts their hand down first.
You're a bad lady. God, I don't know how people do it.
Zero maternal instincts.
Me either. If you're an animal though, like I'm down with that. Like,
right.
Dogs, cats, I love all the animals. I just don't care for kids.
Exactly.
So back to our main topic of Pride stuff. I feel like Pride is really important due to the fact that, like, again, you have all these people who have to be repressed, live in the closet. I mean, when you look at the world right now, people are getting mad at drag queens for reading books to kids, which...
when it's really the creepy pastors that, like, molest their kids.
Truth. Allegedly, even though that there's numerous proven cases. But, like... I always think about it this way. Maybe if like my mom took me to the library to like hear like these queens and stuff and sparkly pretty princess dresses read, maybe then I'd actually like to read. Because let me tell you, folks,
no,
I don't read. If you hand me a book and you're like, you should read this, I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I don't even listen to like audiobooks. Like the closest thing I get now is I listen to podcasts, but that's about it.
Yeah, you're moving on up.
Yeah. Kinda.
I don't really listen to podcasts I listen to podcasts. I don't listen to audiobooks very much unless the book is very boring, like Game of Thrones.
Oh God. That's coming back.
Yeah, I know. It's coming back in a week or so.
So let's shift gears on that because I want to talk about it for a second.
Okay. Should we take a break before we talk about it? That way we can just segue through.
Well, yeah. So anything else on Pride that you'd like to talk about, Dylan?
Go Pride.
Yay, gay. I love you all. I hope that this is a wonderful month. So, yay, gay.
Hi, gay.
Hi, gay. It's Pride Month. So we will take a short break, and then we're going to talk about Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we'll talk about that and a few other shows, because I want to talk about all the TikTok stuff going on.
If you can't love yourself, how can you love anyone else?
Truth. I'm going to leave that in. We are...
No, because I'll get sued.
Maybe, well, he ain't watching this. We are back.
Too busy fracking.
So
I don't know what fracking is.
I don't know what fracking is either. So if somebody listening out there knows what fracking is, maybe you can explain it to us, because you may have to explain it, like dumb it down, because
I'm not that smart.
No, we're not the smartest. That's why we do this.
Yes.
Anyway. So
speaking of strong independent lesbians,
strong independent lesbians, Rhaenyra's coming back for House of Dragon, and I bring that up because I see on TikTok all the time all this stuff where it's like spoilers on what's going to happen, and it's like there's books. Everybody knows what's going to happen.
She dies in the end. Right,
and it cracks me up because HBO has done this whole campaign of whose team are you on, the Greens or the Blacks, and it's like, well,
I know the Blacks die, but I'm still on their team. I don't like Allison. She's a bitch.
She's the kid's mom, ain't she?
Yeah, she's the Green.
Yeah, I mean, what's her face? Princess
Which it all boils...
Rhaenys should have just killed them all when she had the chance with Malik.
Oh, absolutely. But now Rhaenys is going to die.
I know, because she could have ended it all right there and
then. The first episode's going to be Blood and Cheese. Do you know what that is?
Is that the one where the sister kills herself?
No, the sister doesn't kill herself. The sister goes crazy, though, because...
And she throws herself out the window.
No, at the end, yes. Oh. But it's Blood and Cheese. They go into Helena's room and take two of her sons. And the dude tells her, pick which one lives and which one dies. So she picked the one that was older to live, since the young one doesn't really know any better. So then they cut the old one's head off.
Oh.
Yeah.
So they killed the one that she didn't pick.
Yes.
So then... I thought they killed both, though.
No, just one. A son for a son. That's what the name of the episode is. Yeah.
Well, I can definitely see why she goes nutters.
Right? I don't blame her. I like Helena. She's a little crazy. She's already nutters because she's part incest. But, I mean, you can't be fully there if you're part incest.
I mean, then that says, like, that whole family, they're not all there.
Right?
The only ones that might, be all there are Rhaenyra's kids. Because they're not. Her and Rhaenys' kids.
Well, not all of Rhaenyra's kids. Because she has some with her uncle.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So the two oldest, yes. Well, one's dead.
She had 3 with the strong dude, not the gay husband.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
Speaking of pride...
Yeah! She was the OG fag hag in, what's the name of their world?
House of the Dragon? And, fuck. Westeros.
Yeah, she's OG fag hag Westeros. She's just standing up. She's like, I'm an ally! She let her gay husband go. So... I don't know. It just cracks me up where HBO's like, whose team are you on? And it's like, who do I want to pick?
Is it just
the one
they're trying to advertise
the losers, and which one is going to win that you don't want to win?
Yeah,
And in the end, the one dude, like his own people, like poison him, and then Rhaenyra's son gets the crown anyway.
Yeah, ultimately he still gets the crown.
But then all the dragons are basically dead.
You know, I would really like to see like a show based off of Aegon's conquest, where it's Aegon
and his 2 sisters.
Yes, I think that would be coming from old Valyria.
Yeah,
that it seems like it'd be interesting.
That one would be good, especially because they have a Balerion. I just like the dragons, to be honest with you. The dragons are my favorite. So, like, I'm okay with all these characters dying, but I don't like the dragons getting hurt. That goes back to the whole, I don't like people, but I do like animals.
Right.
Like, those dragons, they don't deserve it.
They didn't do anything to anyone.
No. And then, what's his face shouldn't even have what's its name? Vhagar shouldn't have her at all.
I know, but he stole her.
He stole her. And I feel like since he stole her, he should have been killed.
Probably, but no. He killed Rhaenyra's son. Vhagar just ate him.
Well, I mean,
That was wild, wasn't it?
He's the dum-dum that thought that he could control this dragon.
I know.
He ain't no Daenerys.
Right?
Daenerys wouldn't have let her dragon eat that child.
Oh, can I just say something? Like the younger version of what's-his-face?
Who's what's-his-face?
The one with the eye patch.
Okay.
You know how he's like fat and chubby and shit when he was younger? And then he becomes this really like...
I don't
Lord
remember
Voldemort
that.
looking thing.
He does look like Lord Voldemort.
How do they come together?
I don't know, Dylan. I'm not a casting agent.
Well, the casting is weird. It should have been the other way around.
Well, I'm very excited for House of the Dragon to come back because I do like the series, but it just drives me nuts because I'm like, I already know what's going to happen. Mm-hmm. But I am also rooting for Rhaenyra, but my favorite dragon is Vhagar, and I feel like it should have been on the other team the whole time because then they would have won.
Yeah.
Because then they would have had the best dragons. Because the other team only has like Vhagar, and then the others aren't that threatening.
Exactly.
Like the other dragons aren't that cool. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know. And this is all just me reading like wiki and stuff because that's what I do at night. I get bored and I start wikiing the stories from stuff, which leads me into my next one because a big anime just came back, which is Demon Slayer.
Oh, I haven't even watched any of it yet. Has it been good?
It's good. That's another one where I already know how it's going to end because the manga is out. Like,
yeah.
You can already read it if you want. And then
I thought about reading Frieren.
Ooh, I might. You know what? What's weird? I can sit and read like a manga. Like,
is it because they're picture books and you're not so smart?
Yes, Dylan, probably. But the Anthony and Kayla, aka that we all on the podcast know as the Replacements, mm-hmm. They got the Demon Slayer like Mario Party game on the Switch. Have you played that?
No.
Next time you come hang out with us, we should play it because
okay.
You'd have a good time on it. But I was sitting there cracking jokes because Anthony's favorite Hashira is the fire.
Is it the fire dude?
Yeah, the fire guy who died like Bill Murray in Zombieland. And sorry to the Demon Slayer fans out there because I'm going to do all the little hashtags and stuff of Demon Slayer, but he just would not die. In that theater, he
had to be very strong because his dad was abusive.
Well, true. But I remember when we went to go see the Muzan train arc in theater and like all the people in the theater are crying and I'm trying not to laugh because he's just sitting there going as like he's dying. And all I can think of was Bill Murray in Zombieland where he's like
I have a funny story about that.
What's your funny story about it?
Not Zombieland, but the movie, because I saw it twice.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Well, once it was in English, which was thank God. And the second time it was in Japanese on accident, because I thought it was in English, because I took my brother to go see it for his birthday. Regardless, I still laughed the entire fucking time because it was so funny.
So in English and in Japanese, he just wouldn't die.
Yes.
So I was cracking jokes because Anthony kept picking him, and now he won't pick him anymore.
Uh-huh.
And then
because you made fun of him.
Because I made fun of him, and then so we started playing Tanjiro, and I was like, "Oh, cool! You went from the guy that wouldn't die to the guy that like wants to bang his sister." And Anthony was like, "He does not," and I go, "He literally put a ball gag in her mouth so she couldn't tell anyone." And he got so annoyed. I can't help it, like. And
you just like fucking with him.
I do. I like fucking with him just because I know that like it gets to him. And then he sits there and he's like, he doesn't feel that way. And I go, not to mention, like every time his sister tries to talk, all you hear is, ooh, like she can't verbalize anything.
It's like harder, Nezuko, harder.
Yeah. And well, because he was sitting there and he picked, who was it? I picked the Love Hashira because she's my favorite because I'm
the big boob one.
I just like her because she's so sweet. She's the pink-haired girl. Because I'm a homo. Pride.
Why not the butterfly girl?
I don't care for her. But they're sitting there, and I go, they picked the snake Hashira. Mm-hmm. And I go, oh, you picked her boyfriend. And they're like, they're not together. And I was like, oh, that's not out yet.
Spoiler alert.
I almost spoiled how the butterfly girl dies because it's just like Bleach because, spoiler alert, they all die pretty much.
Except Rukia.
Rukia was the one that should have died. I don't care what anybody says. I know
she was a strong captain.
No, thank you. She was like the last pick because you know what? I imagine in the world of Bleach, now that we're on to Bleach, we'll just do like Pride and anime.
Well, I was going to say we should talk about some of our favorite like gay like television or movies before.
Well, we could do that after I do this little rant because in Bleach, she sits there and she becomes a captain in the end. And I swear the selection was probably like, anybody can use Bankai? She's like, me, pick me. And they're like, anybody else?
Is there anyone else? You back there, the stranger with the hat. The one behind Rukia.
Rangiku, you can do Shikai? Is that it? Yeah. Do you want to be a captain? No, thank you. Rukia. Because even in her last fight...
That's how I become a captain. We all know it.
Because even in like her last fight, spoiler alert, she basically loses until her brother shows up. How are you a captain when your brother has to save you in every situation? And mind you, she sucks so bad, just a reminder, she lost to herself. She lost to herself in the clone arc, which is sad. And let me tell you, Unohana could have lost to herself, but when she saw her clone show up, she was like, peace, I know the truth about myself. Out, bro. I need to live. Because
maybe we should have had an anime episode.
Maybe we should have had an anime episode.
We can still have one in the future.
We can have one in the future because we can talk about this forever.
Yeah.
So we'll do a quick little break, and then we're going to come back. And Dylan has a good point. We're going to talk about our favorite
like
gay shows. Yay!
All right, we'll be back.
Anyway, we are back, and we are here to talk about more Pride stuff instead of our random anime and Game of Thrones chat right
You're
there.
right.
So Dylan decided, and I think that it's a good idea, we're going to talk about some of our favorite gay shows.
Yeah, like shows or movies.
So I, personally, there is a really cute anime called...
Oh, of course, anime.
It's a BL. It's not, like... dirty, but it's called Cherry Magic, and
it's not Goblin Cave.
No, it's not Goblin Cave, but it is called Cherry Magic, and it's a really cute one. So that's probably my favorite gay anime at the moment.
I don't really watch a lot of like gay anime. Like I was really disappointed because I thought Heartstopper was coming back for Pride, but it's not coming back till October.
Now I love Heartstopper.
It's very unrealistic to me because not every teacher in that school is fucking gay. That's where I'm calling shenanigans because that's not real.
And not every teacher is like all for the gays either.
Exactly.
Like I was down when it was just like for Heartstopper. I was down when it was just like the art teacher that was gay because he was like, you can hide in here because of all the homophobes and blah blah. And it's like,
but then you got the gym teacher who's a lesbian clearly. Then you have.
Mean, to be fair though, when we went to school, the gym teachers were usually lesbians
or dudes.
Yes. Minus the one, Mrs. Andrews, I think was her name. She was married to another teacher there that was a dude. So she wasn't a lesbian. But she liked me and I liked her. And so.
And then you have that one other random teacher who ended up just having to be gay, who gets with the art teacher. That's where it's unrealistic for me. But it's a great show. I really like it with all the warm and fuzzies.
I like all the warm and fuzzies, but I agree with you. It's a little too gay. And. Which doesn't sound great for Pride Month, but it is a little too gay.
My all-time favorite gay movie, though, is Dirty Girl.
Have you never seen that?
I love it. It's so good. It's because it has Juno Temple, and I like Juno Temple.
Well, my favorite was always But I'm a Cheerleader.
That one's a good one, too.
That one's one that I always watch. Like, if I see it on, I'll sit and watch it. But I've never seen Dirty Girl.
It's good. Like, I don't know. Maybe I can, get into it because it feels very similar in a way. Not really, because like the dude comes from an abusive family who doesn't like him being gay, but he's like repressed it, and then he ends up going with what's her face across country to go find her dad, and they just get into all this shenanigans. Yeah, it's really good.
Well,
you should try it.
There was a gay movie that had Nicole Kidman and Kurt Russell where they sent their kid to conversion therapy camp.
That's right. He was like a Was it he was was he a tennis person? He's some sports.
Yeah.
Right? But it was a very churchy.
Yeah, I liked that movie because it tugged at your heartstrings. Another really good gay show, I know that we've talked about it before, of course, is We're Here.
Yeah.
I really like that. This season really hit me in the feels because it, like, showed you exactly what's going on in some of these, like, terrible red states.
Yeah, like Indiana.
Indiana has not gone that far yet.
Oh, I know.
After watching what happened in Oklahoma and Tennessee, it's like, oh, girl.
Right.
I don't think I'll journey there for a while.
I wouldn't know why.
I'll keep my monies in Indiana for now,
Mm-hmm.
and my random little things that I like to buy. You can't talk about gay shows without the fact that we have the amazing Drag Race.
Absolutely.
And now, like, whenever people talk about drag racing and stuff, all I think of is, well,
did you see
Where's
World
the
of Wonders
Queens?
doing a another like spinoff show called Slaycation?
I saw that. Is it going to be on WoW Presents Plus? Because they
think
said that it's
so.
going to be on some network, but I don't think that that's one here.
I don't know.
So I really...
Because it's Canadian, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
I hope that it's on WoW Present Plus because it has... They got me at Carrie Colby and Lux Noir London.
Yeah.
Those two are the ones that made me want to watch it.
Lawrence Chaney's on it.
Lawrence looks good, too. I saw his picture. Like, he looks really good. Candy Muse is there.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure she'll bring drama. I love Candy.
Oh my God, when Candy, because did I tell you when Nina did her reveal, Candy posted on Twitter how ugly it was, and then deleted it to 1 minute later, posting it back to just adding really ugly to it.
No.
Yes.
Well, if we're talking about the reveal on All Stars 9, is that where we're at?
Yes.
All Stars 9 with Nina's like wardrobe. It was literally just sheets that she was throwing on.
Yeah, she's throwing her laundry.
And
you would have thought it was the end of the season.
I would have thought that because she hyped this up for like 3 episodes that it was going to be so cool, and it was just like, really?
I think the gag would have been if there was like if it was just a basic dress and that was it. Underneath the
that would have been funny. She should have done that.
Right?
But I mean, it wasn't my cup of tea. I'm sure, of course, there's a lot of people out there that liked it. I've never done drag, so it just wasn't in my wheelhouse.
Right.
I was bored with it after the second, like, tarp that she threw off.
Yes.
But
well, when you're struggling to get the reveal off, it's not a good reveal.
That's true. Speaking of Drag Race, I saw that Evie is back in the news talking about how their season was geared towards Jinx.
Because it was.
Because
Jinx won.
It cracked me up because she was talking about how when they got the lip sync songs, it was all like really old songs. And like nothing that you really had to dance to. And he was like, that was probably my first indication that it was being geared towards her. And I was like, of course, because she can't dance. No offense, Jinx. She can't dance.
Maybe she can now since she's a Broadway star.
Not every Broadway person can actually dance. Though speaking of
True.
Broadway, do you know who I think on Broadway has the best voice?
Who?
That Alex Newell.
Yeah.
Phenomenal voice. I've listened to their album and I love it. So that's gay too. Woo!
Right. I'm trying to think what other good like gay movies or shows. It seems like anymore there's always
at least like one or two
a
gays
token gay in
everywhere.
there. Yeah.
No matter where you go. I just like the love stories because growing up, I like whenever anybody would talk about like inclusivity and stuff, I was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why that's such a big deal. And then, like, as I've gotten older and, like, now that I'm finally, like, seeing gay characters and stuff that aren't just, like, the sassy gay friend, you know? It's like, it actually feels good because it's like I do kind of feel seen. Like, there are people in this that kind of remind me of myself. Even though some would say that I am the sassy gay friend.
Okay.
What kind of gay are you?
Not the good kind. Ask all the religious people.
Well, I mean, nobody's good to them.
Oh, I know.
But
yeah.
What other kind of gay shows do you like, Dylan?
I was trying to... I can't think of any. Like, I always, like, when I read my book, like, when I read books, there's always, like, token gays in there. And I always tend to go to either them or the bitches with a heart of gold.
Oh, I love the bitches and everything. Just like how I've got you into that YouTube series, Disventure Camp. And there is a character on there named Fiore who is a 6-year-old who is just the biggest little bitch. Yes. And she is my favorite. No offense to the gay characters, but I like the little evil girl. But that show is great. It's just like Total Drama Island, but I feel better, you know?
Like, I grew up with, like, Will and Grace, but, like, it's weird because, like, the dude who plays Will, wasn't he not a homo?
No.
Okay.
It was the guy that played the other one. He was the only
Sean Hayes, yeah.
one. But, like, that also brings up a good point where I do think that when it comes to, like, getting roles and stuff, like...
Do you think it should go to the gay person because they're gay, or do you think it should go to the best person who did the best?
I think it should go to the gay person that did the best. They shouldn't get it just because they're gay.
But what if they didn't do that good?
Well, then they can give it to somebody better. But, I mean, my issue is that I'm curious if they're even looking at the actual people.
Yeah, exactly.
That.
Which I get that. Oh, you know what movie I really kind of want to see?
Like, you know what? Let me just throw this out there because this is the one that really, like, sparked my interest in this because I was like, are they really even looking at anybody else? And that was when Scarlett Johansson was going to play, like, a trans person or, like, an Asian person.
Or were they just trying to get a big name?
Yeah. Do they just want a big name or do they want somebody that actually lives it that can actually, like...
Right.
Knows how it feels and can portray it on, like, a different emotional level. Whereas, like... Because you cannot sit here and tell me that, like, when it comes to stuff like that, there's not a trans actress out there that can't play that role just as well or better.
Right?
Like, I remember when the Barbie movie came out and everybody made such a big deal because there was a trans actress in it.
Yeah, that's stupid.
She was, like, one of my favorite Barbies.
She was funny. Yeah.
She was hilarious. Anyway, what were you going to say?
I want to see Challengers. That looks like an interesting tennis movie.
It's not really about tennis.
No, it's
from
not.
What I've seen.
I know. That's why I want to see it.
I'm not about that. Like, it just feels more like Euphoria to me than anything else. So I'll pass.
So some of the more controversial gay movies. Did you ever see Call Him by His Name or Call Me by My Name or whatever?
No, I never watched that. But then now that we know that Armie Hammer wants to eat people, I feel like maybe I missed that train. So good for me.
Or Saltburn.
Oh, Saltburn.
That was a weird one.
Saltburn was just freaky. Like, he humped the grave, which I was like, what? And then, like, when he drank the bath water, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you need to just Google it. Don't watch the whole movie because it was really messed up. But, like, those two scenes, it was just like, what the actual F?
Right.
And, like, how did these people fall for this weirdo?
I know. Then it ends with him, like, dancing around naked.
Yeah. Because he got everything from him. And it's like, how?
And he pulled the plug on the mother. Holy shit. He just, like, ripped that shit out of her throat.
How did they fall for all of this? Like, are they that stupid?
Yeah. The mother was.
I don't trust nobody.
She was the last one to, like, die.
Well, I mean...
The others caught on.
She's the one that left. That's why he killed them all.
I know.
Anyway, spoiler alert. We just ruined that whole movie if you did want to watch it. I doubt you did, or you would have already watched it because it's free on Amazon.
Exactly.
This has been a fun little podcast. We were going to do Pride, but apparently we went more off the rails on, like, random stuff.
We talked. That was all gay.
It's gay.
Yeah.
Hi, guy. Well, we will take a quick break, and then when we get back, we will do our final thoughts for the week.
Yep, we'll be back.
So we are back, and we are going to do final thoughts. So, it's nice to be back recording with you, Dylan.
Yeah. We're going to have to figure something out next week because I go out of town on Thursday.
Well, we could record early.
Okay.
That being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful week.
Yeah, hi, gay.
Not a whole lot going on for me this weekend, so we might hit up Pride, see what's going on, see who we got, see what acts we have going on here in Indy.
Right.
I hope everybody has a wonderful time. like, follow, subscribe. We are on all social medias at Humble Narcissists with an S. Don't forget the S or you're going to get some rando.
At least it's not porn.
No, that's true. At least it's not porn. So follow us on Patreon, Twitter, Apple, Spotify. Let us know what you would like us to talk about. We can talk about whatever you want. I will educate myself. Dylan can try to educate himself.
I can read flashcards.
He can read flashcards, and we will see you next week.
See ya. Happy Pride.
You want to say it one more time? Happy Pride!
No.